These people are real losers.
Sign here says just order as you normally would. If you need help, say team member, please. That's one way to avoid paying someone $20 an hour to input data, essentially.
These people are real losers. Today we're discussing how fast food industries are now beginning to downsize and avoid paying, a bunch of losers $20 an hour to take your order. Today's video comes from the Upton channel. His channel's link description. You can find his channel and go check him out, support him. Guys, watch the end of the video to fully understand why chains are now moving away from paying employees to actually work for them, how the AI revolution is beginning to take off, and how this is going to send a lot of these losers to homelessness and destitution. And now let's go ahead and jump right back into the video.
McDonald's, Burger King, and Chipotle have no choice anymore in California. Fast food workers must now be paid $20 an hour.
Fast food workers are celebrating after Governor Gavin Newsom signed a law that will raise the minimum wage to $20 an hour.
This morning, some fast food workers in California will soon be making at least $20 an hour.
Fast food workers across our state getting a big raise starting today. Their minimum wage going up to $20 an hour.
California's minimum wage is $16 an hour, while the federal minimum wage is still $7.25. But this is a win-win, right? Better pay, better life? Well, not so fast.
Eventually they're going to say, well, we can't hire as many human beings, and we have to create robots to do this because we just can't afford to do it.
This is Rubio's. It's a California staple that just shut down 50 locations, saying the cost of doing business is now just too high. And because of this $20 minimum wage, more and more restaurants are saying, how can I reduce costs? One of the ways is through the automated drive-thru.
Does your order look correct on the menu board?
I can see my order on the menu board, and she takes it all using voice recognition.
See, eating fast food is just an American way, with as many as 1 in 3 Americans eating fast food every day. And prices have already soared from inflation, with the price of a Big Mac soaring over 20% since before the pandemic.
This combo meal at Jack in the Box in California costs $12.26. In fact, the cheapest combo meal you can get at this Jack in the Box would be $9.41.
This new law makes prices even higher.
But what happens when many of these restaurant chains are actually owned by franchise owners? They're the ones that are going to have to pay a lot for salaries. And how is that going to impact restaurants and prices here in California? Hi, can I please have 1 waffle fries?
Is that all?
Yes.
Welcome to the future. More restaurants are adding voice assistant drive-thrus. Yes, technology was heading this way, but since employees must earn $20 an hour, this is likely to accelerate. Basically, the law says that if you work at a fast food place with 60 or more locations across the country, you must pay your staff $20 an hour. This includes people who make your food, take your order, or clean up. But its impact on prices or even closures of restaurants is yet to be fully seen.
Here at this In-N-Out Burger in Irvine, California, you can get all this: a cheeseburger, a burger with a lettuce wrap, and a fries for just $13.74. And in my opinion, that's actually pretty darn good when you compare the quality of the meat here plus what you would get at like Burger King or McDonald's.
Nearly 1 in 4 working Americans currently make less than $17 an hour. $20 is almost 3 times higher than the federal minimum wage of $7.25 an hour. But there are 4 reasons California is doing this. Many fast food workers struggle to make ends meet. By raising the minimum wage, the state aims to help these workers earn a living wage and improve their quality of life. Second, studies have shown that raising minimum wages can help lift people out of poverty, and California wants to address the issue of income inequality. Third is an economic boost. See, some people argue that when workers have more money to spend, it can stimulate the economy. And fourth is labor rights. This law is seen as a step towards improving working conditions and giving fast food workers more power to negotiate for better benefits.
The government looks good because they're pushing a high minimum wage, and corporations look good because they're accepting it, but it kind of gives an excuse for automation.
Workers love this. Customers probably are not loving it since it's only another reason to see the price of their food increase. And businesses businesses, well, hate it.
And many are saying it's becoming extremely difficult to run a business without raising prices when you need to pay your employees that much.
Remember, a place like McDonald's has stores that are owned by the corporation itself, but it also has franchise owners that are sort of like mom and pops, and they're complaining the loudest, with one saying that this $20 minimum wage feels like a target on their backs. But they do have the support of one big group that is fighting against the $20 minimum wage for fast food workers in California. It's called the International Franchise Association. This group represents a lot of big fast food chains like McDonald's and
Now, guys, here's something very interesting regarding all of this. California faces wage crisis as workers demand $30 an hour. So at $20 an hour, these people are making roughly $40,000 to $41,000 a year. However, that's not good enough for them. They're actually demanding $30 an hour now, so they want to make $60,000 or just over $60,000 a year working at McDonald's. So last month, California made headlines by increasing the minimum wage for fast food workers to $20, which many workers across the state were required, quite pleased about. Unfortunately, it seems like that's not enough. As new reports suggest that some want to increase it to $30. Layoffs are also hitting many industries hard, and people are questioning if higher wages are even necessary. It looks like $20 an hour isn't enough anymore because many workers across California want $30 instead. Thanks to the rise in the cost of living, to supporters, this change isn't that big of a deal, but critics disagree. They argue that most businesses can't handle another rise in minimum wage, especially one as big as this. Now, unions are leading the way. Labor unions play a big role in wage discussions, and they're pushing hard for an increase because they believe it will help workers. Many unions claim that fair wages will help create a healthy work environment. In turn, they believe this will make people happier to do their jobs, which would make businesses more successful. This is total BS. Thanks to the recent wage increase, many small businesses are already having to cut back expenses. If wages go up even more, some mom and pop shops might not be able to keep their doors open anymore. Many small companies are already struggling to pay fair wages while keeping their businesses afloat, so a wage increase could spell disaster for them. This is the reality of what's happening right now. Take Long Beach. In 2020, in Long Beach, new policies mean that by 2028, workers will receive $29.50 an hour. Depending on how successful the changes are, people could demand similar wages in other cities and industries. Guys, we'll be in 2025 in less than 6 months. All right? 2025 in less than 6 months. That's not a joke. That's a very, very serious thing. Like, we are literally heading there right now. We are heading there right now. Okay? In just 3.5 years, people will be making, call it $30 in Long Beach. Of course, that also means that any failures would also make businesses hold back from doing the same. LA airport workers, likewise, airport workers in LA are also pushing for $30 an hour by 2028, which is a sign that key workers across the state are trying to make this wage increase happen. Janitors are joining in. Some janitors are also asking for $25 an hour, which isn't as big of an increase, but it's still a step up. In the educator sector, the community college district has raised the minimum rate. So in San Diego, the community college district has raised the minimum wage to $30.58 per hour for permanent staff, which is nearly double the state minimum. Supporters claim this allows workers to afford to live in one of the most expensive parts of the country. They argue this is also good for job loyalty. Now, what's interesting is, this is not college professors. These are for people who work in the offices, like administrators, people working behind the counter, people that may not even have a college degree. So you can see just how total BS that is. All right. And with the upcoming 2026 World Cup and 2028 Olympics, Los Angeles is preparing to raise the minimum wage for the tourism industry to $25. This would mean they'd receive $30 by 2028. So a lot of these places are actually moving to $30 an hour. This is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. So businesses aren't just going to eat the extra cost, as they'll probably just pass them on to us, the customers. This could mean we all. This could mean we all start paying a lot more for our favorite tacos or haircuts. Eventually, everyday life would become more expensive, and that increase in wages would be pretty much useless. Robots instead of people. Some business owners are also thinking about bringing in more automation and machines to deal with the wage hikes. If wages keep rising, they might have to rely on artificial technology, as it's a lot cheaper in the long run. This could force people to adapt to new ways of working alongside machines or put them out of a job completely. So there's a lot of you jerks who are like, well, I'm not going to go to a restaurant where there are robots. Listen, well, then go ahead, go spend $900 to eat at a restaurant. Okay, like I just don't give a damn. Like there's some of you who are like, oh no, these Door Dashers, they need to make their money. And I'm like, okay, well, what if robots replace those jobs? Oh no, robots should not replace those jobs. That's not fair. Why are these people entitled to jobs? Like I'm not entitled to a job as a content creator. Electricians aren't entitled to jobs. People who go to university aren't entitled to jobs. So why the hell is a Door Dasher entitled to a job? Why the hell is a waitress entitled to a job? These used to be side hustles once upon a time. But there's a lot of you who are like, it's about kindness. It's about kindness. Bro, that's what that's what communists say. That's what socialists say. We could see what Venezuela looks like right now. Okay? The future for a lot of these people is going to be hardship and destitution, because a lot of these jobs are going to be replaced by automation, and a lot of these people are going to find themselves in the streets, all right? Homeless, hungry, living in their cars, living in shelters, living on the streets, or living in the woods. That's really how it's going to be. Mr. and Mrs. Fighting for 30. And by the way, guys, if you're enjoying the content, subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to our newsletter. Subscribe to our newsletter for my personal thoughts, insights, and a free copy of my ebook, The Blueprint for Escaping the Rat Race. Click the link in the description to get your free copy, guys. These people are losers in the fast food industry. These people demanding $30 an hour. Many of them are going to end up homeless, in poverty, and begging. Let me know what you guys think. Let's be real. They're going to be stealing and squatting. Let me know what you guys think. We'll talk about it in the comments. Like the video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you like the video, share the video. And just remember that all roads lead to MWM and walking away. And cheers.